Hello, hello. Welcome to today's messages. Let's tap in to the frequencies of the earth. Times 8, maybe 432 hertz. Yay! Yay! Welcome to today. Okay, let's get some of these beautiful cards. And see which one is coming out for us today. Oh, that one. This one's coming out today. Caring. Ooh. Sorry. We can look at it together. Look at it. We got snowdrops. Some icicles. This is giving me this hibernation period, the stillness, the winter season, right? Being a time of going within, of planning and preparation, of healing and release. Number 37. Caring for the details. And also those little glimpses of spring, like the snowdrops. Caring. Okay. Okay, caring. There's also this little fairy. She's holding up to the plant that is a little bit frozen. And there's some carriages being pulled. And what do you do when you're riding a carriage? You get all cozy, under blankets, snuggling up, and you just admire the beauty and the stillness and the quiet of the season, right? It has its own still, quiet, cold beauty, right? The winter scene. What's this? Did this come out yesterday? I think this is release or surrender. One of those ones. It is release. Okay. The energy of release reveals the real you and takes away the prejudices you have about yourself. In this way, and through your altered thought patterns, your DNA triggers, your brain triggers your DNA to develop further. Let go of things that no longer serve you, and you will notice new doors opening up. Releasing is one of the most difficult things to do. It is our fear that holds us back because we do not know what the future will hold. We always tend to look at the worst case scenario, but is that realistic? When we have the courage to release the things, the universe will then have more room to allow what is good for us to occur. Yeah. But we really have to release to create space for new possibilities. You might sometimes experience this as a loss. You might miss the status you once had. Realize that this is just due to certain habits. Have you ever experienced that feeling of total frustration with something? Those times when you say, just leave it, and suddenly something happens that creates a totally new event. Well, that's the way it works. Dare to take the step of just doing nothing. Interesting. Yes, as I was reading, I wanted to say even the release of control, right? And this lines up with this caring because this season, this time, as in all times, there's a time to take action and then there's a time to rest. There's a time to be and then there's a time to do. And this is the same thing. Release the need to control all of the aspects, all of the circumstances, all of the things, and instead focus on self care. Sometimes we can use busyness to avoid what we really need, and that is attention to self, right? Attention to details, attention to the stillness and the beauty that is part of this time of year. And it's also the time when things are tucked in and dreaming of spring, right? And then when the seasons change, it promotes a revealing of the sprouts of the things that are coming busting out, right? Okay, let's see what the runes have to add to this release. I'm getting the serpent or the dragon, the Wormoroborus, and how it, like, just the cycles in this release. And also this, these two elements, it's like the being and the doing, right? And there's a time and a place to, it's almost like when you line up your being and your doing, you create these little power portals that are more potent. So it's like doing, timing your action most efficiently, effectively to have the biggest results. So it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter, right? Okay, what we got here? Yes. Beautiful. This is exactly. Okay. There's a time to go with the flow, and then there's a time to get it done. But it's also this standing, sorry, and then we've got key nuts as well. There's that connection to spirit, right? To the divine, to your inner knowing. This is also a good time to research, to do the underground tending, the tending within. Okay, Laguz, yes, going with the flow. Uruz is standing firm, planting yourself solidly. It is confident and powerful, right? Land animal, a significant obstacle. And it's in tandem with you holding firm and fast and being an immovable object, right? Nobody can push you over. You're in your power stance, right? And nothing's going to sway you from your dedication to self, to growth, to this process, to this progress. It's also your ability to overcome any obstacles that may present itself for you and to flow past them with ease. Right? And this one really speaks about that, like doing for the sake of doing is the equivalent of turned around trying to swim upriver. And this is a time to float and flow. Okay, let's just get the little bookie book. And we'll do a little. Hey! Okay, I just opened up on Urus, but I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay. So, Urus, where were we? Strength, power, health, endurance, and manifestation. This is like holding fast until your manifestations appeared. But it's also this hibernating. I'm thinking like the bear is kind of like an immovable, is like the bull of the forest. And this period of hibernation. The strength and courage to overcome all that stands in your way, but also standing strong and unyielding, and obstacles fall away before his confidence and strength. Possesses a deep calm, as no fear has a place in his heart. He's absolutely certain of his own solidly grounded might. Okay. Yes. And then Laguz, flow, memory, dreams, the unconscious, fate, and karma. So this is a good, like a dream period. Again, the hibernation, right? And the dreams, the visions, the prospects, or that phase, right, of incubating. I want to say incubating. Okay. And then Kekinas is here. Enlightenment, creativity, skill, offspring, and learning. Yes. So you're in a state of a release, releasing old prejudices about yourself that hold you back. You're going with the flow. You are standing in your confidence, in your knowing, in your who you have worked hard to become. And you are still learning and sharpening your skills and your connection to spirit, I want to say, to your higher self, to your inner realms. Let's call them your inner realms. What's happening there? I don't know, but let's do it. Let's fall in love. Okay. So let's get the runes, not the runes, the tarot to accoutrement. That's how you say it. Accoutrement. Accoutrement. Such a boring way of saying it. But it is like an accompaniment. Something that goes well with something else. Something like that. Okay, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Dedication. This is my dedication card. Because, like a samurai, one needs to remain dedicated, right? And you can always choose this way or that way. There are always things that can divert you, that can pull your focus, that can pull your attention. There is the fear, there is the love, right? This is about, or there's that over there and that person over there, but it's about your focused dedication to self, to your becoming, to your evolving, unfolding, your gorgeousness. So, like honing any skill, right, you need a certain level of dedication. That's why it's my samurai card, because of this beautiful dedication. It's just the two cups catching my attention on the bottom of the deck. Yes. Also, look at the way it's sitting. It's like the urus is the. I'm just gonna show you. Right? This is what we got here. So we've got standing firm, flowing, and connection with source spirit, right? And this dedication and this balance, this I'm also the trifecta, right? The three. I'm also getting these three portals and the three loops, right? So there's something about that. And yes, I noticed that caring is a 37. So I'm feeling something about the threes right now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, one day it might be cool to have both visions, both views available for you. We've gotta pay extra attention to this card. What is it? It's the signs and synchronicities coming from your spirit team. Okay. And I feel like this is part of what's going on here, right? It's this period that you are meant to hone your skill of receiving messages and discerning and applying, right? You don't want to rush this process, because this attunement is what's really going to be helpful, beneficial, part of your world when things speed up, when things pick up, when spring happens, when summer blooms, right? And so it's almost like this is a perfect time to, when things are, frozen and you're in this hibernation, you're in your safe bubble cocoon. This is a good time to release control and allow yourself to be guided, to flow. Yeah, the signs and synchronicities. Pay attention. because that is who you are blooming into, right? The Queen of Wands is the creative, the empowered, the authentic, the charismatic, um, the vision holder in her beingness. She's basically the bull, but also the tiger. But also the tiger. She's very much protected. The lion vibes and the kitty vibes. And now we've got the Queen of Pentacles coming out. Sorry, I didn't even look to see if you could see that. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So see this being energy we've got with the queens coming up? We also have the queen in the physical and the queen of fire, passion, movement. The wands are fire. So it's like earth and fire. But the queen, she's very much safe, sanctuary, space, place, self-care, intuition, kind of queen. In all, stop it. Stop it. Now it's love grabbing my eyes at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Some say love, it is a river. Okay, the Hierophant. So this is sacred oaths. This is divine bonds. This is dedication to your focus, yourself. This is also my middle person card, the third eye perceiver, right? They're standing on the inside of the third eye, looking out, and the third eye is like this kaleidoscope, lens, magnification device in order to see things in all of the ways from all of the perspectives. And it's the middle person for me between the heart and spirit, right? It's the translator, the receiver of the information from both parties, the ambassador, if you will. Okay. Yes. So this is about your dedication to yourself. There's that 3 again, right? The 3 points, the heart, the oversoul, higher soul, soul star chakra, higher self meeting in the middle. And that is what you take action on or release or allow or be in, right? Okay. We got, stop it. We've got this 9 of Wands. Okay, so this is my spiritual garden tending. And there are those 3 points. Although this one, it is your solar chakra. which is beautiful, and your higher self, and then soul star, and then your third eye here. 3 points. It does go all the way down. I feel like it's connecting to your earth star chakra. This is your groundedness, and these are your spirit guides, spirit team, other souls that you are connected to. We are connected to soul groups, and whether it's just resonance or physical reality, I think it's a combination of both. It all depends, right? We've all got our own blueprints that we are playing out. But that is gorgeous. I see you. And the Two of Cups came out, okay? So this is about like minds, mutual engagements, arrangements, meeting of mind, soul, heart, love sauce. Yeah, it's love sauce. Islands in the stream. That is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we'll rely on each other. Okay, so this could also represent the divine union within, this balance between your being and your doingness. And as within, so without. This is the case, right? If you want true love, you have to be true love. And then true love will be, it's a frequency, right? It's a frequency. That's why everything starts within. And then this release of control to allow the external world to rearrange itself to mirror your internal. The physical world is slow moving. And so you have to give it its appropriate amount of time, right? We're so used to this certain way that things are supposed to show up. And, like, I remember when it used to take, 5-10 minutes just to get internet. And now it takes no time. But even if it takes half a minute, it's like, and it's like, we used to have to wait 10 minutes. And even that, like, it's a connection that's going to space and back. Like, it's still a big deal. Anyways, this idea, we've been conditioned to want fast, quick, instant gratification. And when it comes to the restructuring of things on all of the levels, the third dimension level is the last thing to see evidence, respond to. This is why it takes the faith, right? The blind faith, the trust. And this is your confidence. You've done work. You've made changes. You've been part of the underground restructuring. And that's why this is a release period, right? The seeds have been planted. Now it is time for them to do their thing and for you to focus on the nurturing, the caring, right? The allowing, the flowing. The love. The love. Okay. Who's this? Yes. So, confirmation, this period is a hanging out period. You're in the hanging out period, okay? But you have reached the goal. And now, so this analogy is up until now has been spent climbing this mountain, and now you're at the top. And your nervous system, your personal experience echoing is it keeps getting you to I got to climb up this mountain. I got to climb up this mountain. And so you're allowing your time, the time and space for that way of thinking to dissolve. Just like conditioning, what it takes to condition someone into something, it takes the same to condition someone out of it. It takes time. It's a process, right? It's a constant facing of an old way and a constant choosing something different until finally the echoes start to fade until they disappear. And then now there is room for a new thing to present itself, right? And this is what this release was talking about, this clearing space, this releasing. So the hanged one, this is while you're hanging out and looking at things from a different perspective, right? When you catch yourself with that old story, I can't stop, otherwise I'm never going to get up this mountain. I have to keep working. I have to keep struggling. I have to keep striving. I have to keep moving. This self-care, right? This sanctuary space, this getting yourself into the being mode is looking at it from a different perspective. You got there. You earned this. Is it respite? You earned this time to be. And you're safe and you're protected. Okay, one more card here for this reading. We're grounding in, we're dedicated, we're looking at things from different perspectives as we are nestled in our hibernation nook. Anything else? Okay. Okay, so we've got the Six of Wands here. This is giving me that balancing, right? This action, 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 and okay, be now, right? The sun and the moon, the beers and the doers, and then the finding the balance, okay? This is your dedication. This is what you are getting really good at. The feeling way, the feeling your way. Does this feel like something I need to move on? And how you can tell is when you ask yourself that, if your body is like this or like this, right? If it makes you go, oh, or if it makes you go, ugh. And, you think it would be so obvious, but when the climbing up the mountain stage of your life was pushing yourself. There was a lot of this that we kept doing anyways, right? And part of this transformation, part of this reaching the top is this new way, incorporating this, what was it? Work smarter, not harder, right? And so this is one of the ways. When we were going after these things, we had to work really, really hard because we were bound to the physical realm. Here it is. And in the physical realm, things move slower. And so you have to work harder to achieve them. But when you are tapping in to all of the realms, there is this inner guidance, right? That is helping, aiding, nudging, assisting, and highlighting power points, portals, energy, vortexes, that the same movement towards during that sweet spot actually achieves the same amount of results than doing it the other way, right? And that's the difference between taking action when it's like this versus taking action when it's like that. Does that make sense? Okay, we got the King of Swords coming out again. This is the communication, the knowing when to cut and let go of the things, and knowing when to take action, right? This is the action, and swords usually is communicative. It's the wind element, which governs communication and movement, I guess, or fire movement. Fire is like passion. I'll have to redefine that in the notes, Okay. So, and then these two came, and this is what you are holding the line for, okay? Is your legacy, your 10 of Pentacles. And just like this tree, taking its time, growing, establishing, becoming, until it is finally at the stage where it starts producing and blooming. And now it will continue to year after year, right? And affect all of the generations. And this celebratory, you're going to be celebrating this. It's a tangible thing that is coming. This is what you are holding fast for. You've planted the seeds. You need to get out of your own way. Stop digging the seeds up to see if they are growing. This is the blind faith. This is the trust. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Okay. Where does the king want to go? He wants to go there. So we'll let him. We'll let him go there. Okay. What else do we want to do? Let's do an archetype. I feel like an archetype is necessary. If you're curious about archetypes, I would recommend, or I do recommend, investigating. Do your own research. We've got the creator and the crone. Ooh. First of all, look at this creator. Gorgeous. And then the crone, wisdom through experience, right? I want to do this. Or maybe it's like this. There we go. There we go. Doesn't really matter, but it does. It doesn't really matter, but it does. Okay. Let's get the creator, the artist, the alchemist, the innovator, the creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence, is not intimidated by darkness or by lack. They know that from the void, creation inevitably emerges. With meager, minimal, and outlandish materials, the creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonate with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this by first being absolutely present to what is, not imagining or wishing things were different. And second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the creator's lifelong companion. Okay, and this could very well be your coming into union with spirit, with the divine, with your higher self, with your inner realms, right? You're trusting, is it implicitly? Um, with your inner realms. And this collaboration is what is going to lead and guide you. And your relationship with it, the strength of your relationship, your connection, is what is going to contribute to further ease and flow, because you're tapped in beyond the physical realm. Okay, when in light, curious, playful, open, and surprising. When dark, loses spark and feels burdened. To increase your creator energy, ward off jadedness at all cost. Recommit to childlike curiosity and nix the rules. Okay, so this playful exploration and trust, right? Kids, the child is not worrying about all the little things that don't really matter. I mean, they matter, and it can be argued that they matter and that we need to think about it and hold on to it and make it happen and control it and blah, but where this is all about the release, right? And the care. I'm also getting this looking through the eyes of a child, right? Looking at the wonder of the world, seeing things. When I had my son and he was new and engaging with things for the first time, I was able to revisit these things that we typically take for granted again for the first time, looking through his eyes, through my eyes, right? And I feel like that's what's happening in this. This is this acknowledgement of care and attention. Also, the child, your inner child, is very much attached to your inner creator. And so I'm getting this nurturing your inner child self. I see you here. Okay. Okay, the crone is a 13. The witch, the old woman, the sage. The crone has seen it all. This is why she's by Kinez over here. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's where it's gotta go. Nothing frightens or surprises her. She is in the final manifestation. She is the final manifestation in the feminine trifecta of maiden, mother, and crone. In her long life, she's witnessed endless cycles of death, sex, failure, rebirth, conflict, and regeneration, giving her the ability to rise above the world of duality. She laughs at notions of good or bad, right or wrong, as she has seen the earth churning, smoldering, taking life, and giving life. The crone energy accepts everything, devouring beauty and suffering with the same mouth, using their energy to reveal hidden secrets and knowledge. Her energy resides in all of us, though it is feared by most for its power and unconventional relationship with death and the macabre. Awakening the crone is dangerously rich and unapologetically magic. Yeah, because you're tapping into your wise one within, right? Your wisdom center. Think of your heart as your child, your third eye as your guardian, and your soul star chakra, your wisdom center, your wise one. Okay. When in light, magic, clairvoyant, psychic, intuitive, and wise. And when in dark, vindictive, bitter, isolated, and ostracized. The crone has a difficult time tolerating superficial, petty, day-to-day musings. She moves away from such relationships and seeks a deeper path, even if this means a more solitary life. Yeah, never in all my years has the witch in the woods off living by herself, making candies and cakes, and creating a safe haven for any lost children. Has never made more sense than it does now. Okay. Okay. The crone is the master of letting go and residing in what is. She rejects nothing. The crone is often seen with the crow, smoke, night, and the moon. Okay, so letting go, master of letting go. There you go. Because it's wise too. It's an understanding of the cycles, right? That's what I was getting with the cycles here. And we are in the winter cycle, regardless of what time of year it is for you that you are watching this right now, because these readings are timeless, past, present, and future. This is a spiritual timeline cycle. And in this period, it is about nurturing the seeds that have been planted. And every time you heal something within, I've been calling it excavating gems, right? That add to our inner abundance, that we carry forward from the past, right? Everything is a lesson, everything is a teaching moment, and to be able to find the core of things, release the rest, the details or whatever, but retain the wisdom, right? It's also, instead of a gem, it's a seed. And we plant those into our nutrient rich soil, the soil that has been fertilized with everything we have released in the past. See how it all interplays? Yes, it's great. So, this is the period of hibernation, rejuvenation, self care, sanctuary. Okay, this is the cycle of allowing the things to do their thing beneath the surface. Okay. Okay, let's get some love messages. When it's time, when you're moved, when the feeling is right, be bold with your actions. This is bold action, being bold, okay? This is also this token king that is involved here. This isn't about hiding in the dark, putting your head in the soil, right? This is about cycles and divine timing and collaboration with your higher self and knowing, right? And when divinely guided, when passionately moved to take the bold action. Okay, protect your energy. Yes. I was going through this thing and I'm like, well, by protecting your energy, you're kind of acknowledging that you are unprotected. But there are so many external influences, right? Just like we can't see Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff. There are so many things influencing our energetic field. We can be strong and impenetrable from the inside, but we can also pick up and get cracks and fissures and dents and leaks. And so it's a re-strengthening. It's basically a mindful intending to re-empower your energetic safety net. So do that. Find a way of doing that, whatever that way is for you, right? It's a visual and then you trust that it's done. It's an intention. And so it's also attention. You are making a point every day, 2 times a day, or more if necessary, if you're feeling it, to reassert. I think that's where the fissures and the weak spots happen, especially if we're out and about and distracted, right? Our thoughts, our minds are no longer upon this sphere around us. And so it starts to take hits and dents. And so by refocusing back onto it, we re-empower it. So it's important to do that. Okay. All things are possible. And this is where we can revert or get in the way of our own selves by applying this instant gratification kind of thing. You're like, okay, I did it. Now what? Now what? Nothing? It's not going to work. I'm out. Right? Or your brain starts to combat with you on what is possible. And you start getting that, well, it was kind of far-fetched to believe this thing. And so maybe we should dilute it down. Maybe we should dumb it down. Maybe we should let go of that vision because we can't comprehend how it could be possible. And so we will re it's kind of like taking back the wish and revising it, right? But that is, um, well, it's a reflection of your own confidence, right? And worthiness. Trust that all things are possible and allow to be proven one way or another. Okay, gratitude. Yeah. Yeah. This is all about gratitude. This is all about shifting your focus from what you're not seeing to what you are seeing. There are plenty of things to be grateful for, and start recognizing it, start acknowledging it, start getting ridiculous about the things that you already have in your three-dimensional world that you are grateful for. If you need help in that area, I recommend looking up Abraham Hicks and finding any of their rampages of appreciation. And it starts, it snowballs, right? You just start with one thing and another thing, and then the next thing you know, it's like breathing, waking up every day, being able to see or smell or taste or touch or hear or all of the above, or having a dry place to be, having a tree to see, all of these things. There are so many angles and ways of looking at everything. There's lots out there to be grateful for, and this gratitude is the fuel, is love's counterpart. Okay, where gratitude is, love is, and this is about holding the love frequency. Okay, and trust your intuition. I mean, this is what it's all about. You're establishing your firm footing, your balance between standing firm and flowing, right? This is your wisdom. This is your skill building, learning, hibernation period homework. Okay. And it starts with this trusting your intuition. Your intuition is your middle person. Okay. Yes. Okay. It's so long. Okay. 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 So, what do we got here? So, this is beautiful that came out. The Maiden, Mother, and Crone, which I prefer to call the child, the nurturer, and the wise one. Okay. But we all have that feminine aspect within, so I guess that's what that's about. Okay, and then we've got the twin flame butterfly, the two, the masculine and feminine coming together to be one. And so that's whatever's going on over here. And then we've got more confirmation of this beautifulness with the double action owl here. So this is that your connection with spirit. This is also like a goddess familiar. The owls, they are very connected to the spiritual realms. Okay. We've got this elefante. Okay. This is that release and flow, right? This is one of those guide elephants that you ride, and they take you on a journey and you trust that it knows where it's going, right? You just sit on the back and enjoy the ride. And this is what Laguz talks about, this going with the flow and trusting in spirit to move and guide you, right? We've got the Jesus cross. And I mean, it makes me think of all kinds of things, but Jesus was very much dedicated to his path. He was the bull. Not even death could steer him away from what he believed to be true. And so this is that dedication, right? And then we've got the self-care charcuterie butter knife here. And so trust this period. Get really good at treating yourself really good. Oh, and look at this. We've just got a crown here. Okay, this is how you earn your crown. It's in this period, this resting period, this hibernation period. You're also regenerating, right? You are also doing all of the underground stuff that is necessary for maximum and efficient growth come spring and summer, right? Yes. Okay, there's the messages for today. I hope there was some good stuff in there for you. If you're still here, I love you. And I hope to see you again in another reading. Sorry for so long. Just seems to be the way it's happening these days. Okay, love and appreciate you, and hope to see you again next time. Bye.